What it really means to remember. A meditation on identity, intuition, and returning to the self we never actually lost. Before we dive in, a quick reminder. This is the work I hold for others as a transition doula. I guide people through seasons of becoming, those moments when life asks you to shed old skins, reclaim forgotten truths, and move toward a more aligned version of yourself. If you're navigating a shift of your own, whether joyful, messy, confusing, or expansive, I'm here to walk beside you. Now, on to today's reflection. May Menazine, the Greek titaness of memory and mother of the muses, stand with us as we breathe into this remembering. She is the keeper of what was never truly forgotten, the guardian of inner truth, the one who restores clarity when we drift. May she guide you gently back to the parts of yourself waiting to be reclaimed. What does it really mean to remember? We usually think of remembering as something mental, facts, dates, details, but the remember I'm talking about is much older. It's cellular. It's ancestral. It's the soft but unmistakable feeling of, oh, this is who I've always been. I often talk about healing as remembering that we are already perfect, already whole, already formed in divine wisdom. We've just forgotten our true nature under the layers we've built to survive, belong, and love. Lately, I've been in a season of intentional remembering, and it's requiring a deep honesty within myself. The mirror my daughter held. Recently, my daughter said to me, "You change depending on who you let closest to you." And she isn't wrong. In her 17 years of witnessing my life, she's seen me through 3 major relationships: her father, a decade-long partnership, and my most recent 2-year relationship. And yes, the choices I made in each of those seasons were different. Not because my essence shift, not because I lost myself, but different parts of me rose to the surface depending on what the relationship seemed to call for. For much of that time, I was genuinely happy. I imagined forever. I made long-term choices. I poured myself in fully. But if I'm deeply honest, there were quiet moments where I made subtle sacrifices, so gentle I barely noticed them then. They didn't feel like sacrifices. They felt like adaptation. The places where our dreams shrink. In my most recent relationship, my partner didn't have a desire to travel or see the world. And at one point, I found myself saying, I'd be content never seeing Paris. And it was true, in the way adaptable women convince ourselves things are true. I can create joy anywhere. I can be happy in 1,000 different lives. I am self-sourced. I don't need Paris. But here's what I didn't recognize. I had begun shaping my future around someone else's limits. And as someone committed to strengthening my intuition, really, really strengthening it, my work is to stay open to possibility, open to expansion, open to what source is arranging beyond my current horizon. I couldn't keep that channel open while tethered to a vision that ended where someone else's imagination stopped. The new future rising. Now I'm envisioning a future that feels expansive again, a partnership that feels limitless, a life that feels like mine, not because someone gives me space, but because I refuse to shrink inside it. And I'm discovering something startling and beautiful. There are pieces of myself I set down over the years, not because they were wrong, but because they were tender. Because they reminded me of past pain, because I was trying so hard to build something new that I abandoned things that were never meant to be abandoned. I want family. I want the ritual of holidays. I want music and song and cultural memory. I want shared meaning and shared becoming. I want love that expands, not love that compresses. These desires are not regressions. They are not naive. They are not impractical. They are the bones of who I've always been. The real work of remembering. Remembering isn't going back. It isn't trying to recover a past version of ourselves. It isn't nostalgia. Remembering is the brave return to truth. It's the quiet reclaiming of the parts we dimmed. It's the willingness to open the door again to what we once convinced ourselves we didn't need. Remembering says, I am whole. I am allowed to want. I am allowed to expand. I am allowed to be all of me. And I will not turn away from myself again. This is the season I'm in. This is the truth rising in me. I want to remember.